In the Nyingma tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, there are the Eight Pronouncement or the Eight Entrustment deities in Tibetan, the Kagye. Now these eight we've discussed a little bit, but we also need to talk about the Eight Vidyadharas. The Vidyadhara are really the knowledge holders, Vidya knowledge, Dhara holder. And these eight occur in initiation cards, they occur as block print images, and they generally only occur as secondary figures in painting compositions. One set has come to light of the Eight Vidyadhara painted as a central figure in a small composition set of paintings, but only one painting is known from this set, a painting of, I believe it's Humkara. Now, these eight knowledge holders, these are the source of the eight pronouncement deities, the Kagye. They are the teachers that are believed to have transmitted these teachings primarily to Padmasambhava and then down to the present. Now, we do have to remember that this is really a revealed treasure. It's a Terma tradition originating most likely with Nyingma Oser, possibly continued by Guru Chowang, and then many, many others took up the Kagye as well and have different versions and narratives of the eight knowledge holders. So who are these eight knowledge holders? Well, some of them are familiar names. Manjushri Mitra, Humkara, Vimala Mitra, Dana Samskrita, Rambuguya, and Shantigarbha. But then we also have Padmasambhava himself, and then we have Nagarjuna. And each of these is related to one of the Kagye, one of the eight pronouncement Heruka deities. So, for instance, for Manjushri Mitra we have Yamari, for Nagarjuna Hayagriva, for Humkara Samputa, for Padmasambhava Vajrakila. So we have each of the knowledge holders associated with one of the Heruka deities of the eight pronouncements. So we have to be a little bit careful with the Nagarjuna here, because we can't necessarily assume that this is Nagarjuna of the Madhyamaka philosophy of 1st, 2nd, 3rd century of the Common Era. We have to separate this a little bit. In Vajrayana Buddhism, there's a number of people named Nagarjuna. So we have the Eight Vidyadhara Nagarjuna, we have the Vajrasana 84 Mahasiddhas, where we have Nagarjuna Nyingpo, and then we have the Madhyamaka, and then we have the 35 Confession Buddhas, text supposedly written by a Nagarjuna. So we have just four right away, just in terms of art, not even looking at literature and all the different people named Nagarjuna spanning over 1,000 years. So, now, the Eight Vidyadhara, how do they appear? Well, we get different appearances. If we're looking at the Longchen Yintik, if we're looking at initiation cards, then they're in one source. They're depicted in a rainbow sphere, and they appear as Mahasiddhas. They appear with tiger skin garments, meditation belts, holding various tantric attributes such as a Vajram bell, curved knife, skull cup, double-sided drum. There's different things. Now, from a Tibetan, more of a Tibetan traditional point of view, coming from East Tibet and the Dege Parkong, then what we have is all of them appear more as if they are like Padmasambhava. They're wearing lotus-style hats. They're wearing layered garments, boots. And then they're holding various objects, such as a begging bowl, a katvanga staff, a bumpa, a vase, different attributes in the hands. Now, we do have a repetition of these Eight Vidyadhara, where they often appear in sets of paintings depicting the 8 main forms of Padmasambhava. This is actually where we see them most often, is usually at the top center, top right, top left of these sets of the 8 main forms. But we have to be careful not to confuse them with the 25 students, or even confuse them with the 8 great Mahasiddhas, which is a completely different system coming out of the Sarma traditions. So, the 8 Vidyadhara, they do appear in art. We do have a number of examples, but they're often secondary figures.